Hi, I'm Jill Galloway. I'm an artist educator at the National Portrait Gallery and a full-time artist with J. Galloway Studio. In today's Drawn to Figures lesson, we're talking about the planes of the head, meaning the 3D head. Rather than thinking about a head flat or 2D, we're thinking about the planes that make your head turn in space, or 3D. Once you know how to look for those planes, it makes your portrait practice so much easier. For the most part, human beings have very similar planes to their heads. You're only going to see variations in maybe age and sometimes gender, but for the most part, we're all the same. So we're going to start there, looking for the very basic, simple shapes of the planes. Let's get started. For today's lesson, you'll use whatever your favorite sketching tool is. I would recommend picking one that can be easily erased though. I'm going to use charcoal pencils, but you could also use just regular pencils or Conte crayons, graphite, ebony, pastels. Whatever you choose, just make sure you can erase. We talk about the head being a ball with a jaw. That's really the easiest way to start drawing the head. Think about it like a circle with a triangle jaw shape beneath of it. Now, if you think about the head like a ball, notice how the sides of the head are actually flat, as if the sides of the ball are cut off. There's many planes to the head, but like anything else we draw, you start out with the simplest forms first and then add more details as you work. The front of the face is an oval or a front plane. When you turn the head to the side, you can see how the jaw angles up to the edge of the side plane. So at this point, we have a front plane and a side plane. Now draw a center line down the middle of the face to keep everything symmetrical. Next, you're going to find the eye line halfway down the front of the face, between the top of the head and the chin. Measure halfway down, that's the eye line. The next set of angles I like to add is the brow line, and the division between the top plane in the middle of the face and the muzzle. The muzzle was what wraps around your mouth. At this stage, we need to think about adding values or shading. The whole point in recognizing where the planes are of the head is to help with knowing where to shade. So first we need to add a light source. Next, let's add a value chart at the top of your page, starting with just 3 simple values: darkest, lightest, and the middle tone. The brow line and the muzzle angle downward, which means they're always in shadow unless the head is tilting up. Next, let's add the planes of the forehead, starting with the front plane. Look in the mirror. You'll notice that you have 2 slight bumps just above your eyebrows. Those are your sinuses. There's also 2 more just above them, making it a square. Now, I've seen this taught a lot of different ways, but here's what I like to see. I like to see a total of 8 planes to the forehead. These planes illustrate how the forehead turns back in space from that center square. The nose rests on the middle plane, starting in the brow area and ending about halfway down the top plane. The muzzle comes from the nose shape. It makes a half-cylinder shape. This is one of those lessons that you could take as far as you want to. There's obviously a lot of planes in your head, but you only need the very basic ones to be able to make the head look 3D. In other words, knowing where to put the values to make the head turn in space. You could take it as far as you'd like to go though, and we would love to see what you come up with. If you wouldn't mind posting your art on your social media with the hashtag MyMPG, then we can all check it out. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.